granniopteryx, granniopteryx. She knows the truth, she's linking every link.
Hello, as you know, I welcome messages from my subscribers and even not subscribers who have something they want discussed. Now, I can't discuss everything that is suggested, but sometimes I see something that really needs flagging up and hasn't been dealt with by anyone else. Okay, and this is it. I'm hearing some reports, my correspondent tells me, about masked men armed with baseball bats trespassing on school properties. This then made the school lock down and parents were advised to take their children home, as far as I can gather. This has reportedly happened at Shirland Hall Primary Academy, Smethwick, Burnwood Community School, Stoke-on-Trent. These are two different places. Smethwick is not Stoke-on-Trent. They're two different places, although quite close to each other, and that's why I'm talking about it now. Hang on, I'll show you a map after the granniopteryx roar. But I have heard there are 117 instances of this happening and information not being leaked to the public. How much of this is true, I cannot say. Well, I've done a little bit of research. Can't find much about it, I have to say. But the fact that it's happened in two schools, at least, does tell me something. I'm Granniopteryx. Please like this video, please share it, please subscribe to my channel, of course. The subscriptions are going up and down in a very odd way. I would appreciate it if you'd make sure you were still subscribed. And if you want to help me financially, that's very nice. Had some computer trouble the other day and I had to call in an IT man to reset the Synology. Yeah, all right. And all of this costs money. People accuse me of asking for money for personal profit. Believe me, there's very little personal profit in this. I'm just trying to keep the system going. Okay, right. Well, there you are, after the roar. All right, so for those of you unfamiliar with this part of England and Wales, this bit here is referred to as the Midlands, imaginatively enough. And Birmingham is it is the major town. It's often been called the second city in Britain, and Leicester, Stoke-on-Trent. We're going to talk about Stoke-on-Trent. And Smethwick is here in Birmingham. I prepared this for you here. This is Smethwick. So it was separate from Birmingham once upon a time. And this is what I got from Google AI. There have been several recent reports in the UK of men carrying baseball bats and other weapons near or on school premises, leading to police responses and school lockdowns. Incidents have occurred in the West Midlands, Staffordshire and other areas. Okay, so they're not specifying the other areas. And here they talk about an incident in Smethwick, West Midlands. A gang of men wearing balaclavas entered the playground of Shirland Hall Primary Academy. Children were told to hide under. It must have been very disturbing for the children. Police were called and an investigation into the terrifying event. Then in September 2025, Stoke-on-Trent, again, Stoke is somewhere up. Yeah, here we are. There's Stoke-on-Trent. So it's about 50 miles from Birmingham, I'd say. Distances in Britain are very close, and a lot of people in America don't appreciate just how close everything is. So there's an incident here in Stoke and an incident here in Smethwick, and they're very close together. And that's probably a very important piece of information for you to know. OK, reports of a fight involving men with baseball bats on Chelheath Road. A nearby primary school was put into lockdown. Okay, so it wasn't in the primary school. Now, something you might not know about the Midlands is that there is a very heavy concentration of Muslims in that area, Pakistani Muslims mainly, and they are very well organised. But as is the case with the sort of Pakistanis we get here in England, you see there's two different things. In America, you have a lot of Pakistanis who are successful people, business people. They are mostly from the cities in Pakistan and not crazy Muslim. The ones here, the ones that have come into Britain, are mainly from certain Kashmiri villages, highly tribal social setup, and infused with a sort of ignorant Islamism. I'm not speaking up for Islam. I am very critical of it, but there are degrees of nuttery, and unfortunately, the biggest nuts are here in Britain, apparently. And they are very tribal. And as often happens in most Muslim societies, the tribe takes precedence over whatever is supposed to be the law. One of these groups chose a school playground. Well, you may remember West Side Story. A lot of the rumbles that took place between the Jets and the Sharks were in school playgrounds. That's because the other guys couldn't run away. You know, it was a bounded area with a fence around it, and it formed an arena. And so it was a convenient place and sort of open space as well. So it would be a convenient space to bash each other's brains out. And this is probably what happened here at Shireland Hall Primary School. In this area here, if you've got gangs fighting each other, I'd lay a bet that they're all Muslim, Pakistani origin, and of different families having it out with each other, because that's what they would do in Pakistan. Now, this is a broader problem. These people here are not integrating, and they are continuing their fights from thousands of miles away here. And they're not integrating because our government, successive ones, not just the Labour Party, although most of the councils here are Labour run, so to a certain extent I can blame the Labour Party. There has been no attempt to integrate these people. There have been no rules made about learning English. A lot of the people there don't speak English. They live their lives within their little communities. They don't even know what's going on around here. They watch their Pakistani television on satellite, and that's another problem. They never bother to learn the language, and you will find people in this area who believe that Britain is a Muslim majority country. I've actually spoken to Muslims in Luton who thought that. And Luton is over here, there, far nearer London, and you'd think that they would have some idea of this country. No. And that is the fault of the governments. There could be aggressive means to integrate these communities, because they're all human beings. They're just wrong-headed human beings. And unfortunately, even the ones who want to get out can't, because of the tribal grouping. And this has to be broken up. Of course, we're into the cousin marriage business now, aren't we? Which isn't helping the intelligence of these people. But the less intelligent people are, the easier it is to make mobs of them, of course. So 117 instances, it sounds like one of those cooked up figures. You can find instances of violence in streets all over the country, and if you want to try drawing them together, you can. I'm not saying they can't be drawn together. I'm just saying these two are almost certainly related, And that is something that the government should be doing something about and will not. It's far too sticky a problem. And I'm not even sure the Reform Party, if it got into power tomorrow, would be able to do anything about it, because the police, the Home Office, all those guys, they're not on their side. So it's a bit depressing, but yeah, somebody will have to come up with a solution eventually. Or there's going to be chaos in places like Birmingham, in those areas. All right, till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.